Hey guys, I want to do a quick little video about the
Tequila Matchmaker.
blind taste testing that I'm doing, and it's a real honor to be asked to do it, and it's a lot of fun, and it is actually a lot of work to be able to put together good, solid information about these tequilas, and I want to make sure that I'm giving my best when I do this. And Dante, one of my subscribers, asked me when he's seen a video of a picture of it, asked me if I'd do a video to explain what my process is for doing these blinds. So here's a shot at explaining it. So when they come in, you have the box of these 10 little bottles, and we get a notification in our app of Tequila Matchmaker that says you have a tasting to do. And then this one is called 10 Blind Blancos 2025. So we really don't know any information about them other than that they're Blancos. So the key to them is you're rating each one, but I'm also, in my mind, rating them against each other too. So I usually do 4 at a time, and I will pour tonight I'm just doing 9 and 10. And you'll see that they all have liquid in them, except for these two. And I do the tasting, I pour them in the glasses, I let them open up, let it breathe a little bit. And then I do a nose on one by itself. I open up my Tequila Matchmaker app, and you'll see, I'll show this a picture on the video. So when you open it up and you go into the blinds, you have them numbered 1 through 10, and you can put in your flavor, your aroma, your finish. Would you recommend it, and would you buy it again? And you can't put in any value. So we don't know what the prices of these are, and we don't know the brand. So that way we're tasting them with true thought on just the flavors, the aromas, and the finish. And when I do one in Tequila Matchmaker, I actually go into the app and I want to keep notes of what I smell, what that taste is like, what the finish is like. So I'll actually write it while I'm doing my taste test in the tasting notes of the Tequila Matchmaker app. That allows me to revisit, because I want to do this one at the same time of the day, every day. I want to do them out of the same kind of glass. I always do them at room temperature. And another thing that I think is important is I don't eat dinner before I do this, because I don't want something that I had for dinner to then influence the flavors that I'm getting. So I pour the whole bottle in, I let it rest a little bit, I do the nose, I do the taste, I fill out my info in Tequila Matchmaker for my tasting note. Then I do the second one the same way, I fill it out. And then in between those, you got to have a little bit of water. You want to clean your palate, erase this one. Some people smell their hand, some people smell the inside of their arm. Those are things that help neutralize your palate again. I also have some saltine or Ritz crackers. So in between a tasting, I'll eat a cracker, let that cleanse the palate a little bit. So when I go into the next one, I'm back at the same place I was with the first one. I do those notes, and then I put what's left back in my bottle. I have a little funnel, and I put them back in there. I want to pour the whole thing in the glass because I want to get the whole sensation of the aromas. And the reason I pour it back is, to me, I'm not done yet. I did 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. I did 5, 6, 7, and 8 together. And then I'm doing 9 and 10 together. So what I'll do in the next taste through is I'll open my notes back up, and I may do 1 and 10 and 2 and 9 together. And then same in the middle, mix them up. That way, the second time I taste through them, if I'm being influenced a little bit from the tequila before, now I'm putting a different tequila in the front and the back of that to kind of change maybe if I was influenced by the other one's flavor. I try not to do more than just the 4. If I do more than that, I get everything starts to kind of taste the same, and I lose some of the nuances. So you get like a little bit of palate fatigue. So I want to do them that way. So I'm going to taste through these one time all the way through like this with 4, 4, and then these 2. And then over the next couple of days, I'll do 4, 4, and 4 again. And I'll leave a little bit in the glass. Usually about a half of ounce is left in each bottle. And at that point, I come back and I'll do that half ounce and run through them again and just check my notes again to see if anything changed for me, if I picked up anything different. Now, as I'm doing the notes in Tequila Matchmaker, I'm also doing my aroma ratings, and my number ratings. But when I do the revisit, I also revisit those notes to add any flavors that I pick up the next time. Or if I picked up a defect of some kind, I'm going to add that in my notes. And that way also I can go ahead and adjust my numbers. And one thing that I do that I didn't mention is I do the nose, I do the taste, I do the finish, and then I put a spot in there for empty glass. And I actually smell the empty glass after I've poured it out or finished it. And there's a whole nother line of flavors or aromas that are left in that glass afterwards. So I like to make notes of what that smells like as well. And then that's part of my rating. Once I've done, those all finished up, then I'll go back and do if I would, recommend this flavor to a friend or if I would drink it again. Now, once that is all done, I hit save in the system, and that means I'm done tasting everything. It's been finished. And the next thing that happens is the tasting opens back up and it adds what the value is for each bottle. So it'll say number 1 and how much it costs, number 5, how much it costs. So now you can go in and reread your tasting notes and remember what it tasted like. And now you have a dollar amount there to rate that value of the dollar. But you can't change anything else once you've done. Once you've submitted it, your flavor profiles and all of those finishes are completed, and now you just rate the value. Once you rate the value, you finished the tasting and it's all done. We usually have a couple of weeks to get these done, and it's really fun to do. And I will say this is a fun thing to do with a friend at home. Have a friend pour 3 or 4 glasses of tequila for you and do this. But you could start a blind within their app and make your own blind, and then you could set up and do this same thing. And you may be shocked. You may have a favorite tequila that you put into one of these blinds, and when you get all done and you look back at what you rated that in your own personal blind, you may find out that, maybe it's not your favorite tequila. Or, when you're looking at, or still, maybe it is your favorite tequila. One of the things to keep in mind is this is a blind test. So you're not sitting down and just enjoying a glass of tequila or enjoying an entire bottle of tequila where you drink it for, however long it takes you to drink a full bottle. But maybe the couple of weeks that you're enjoying that bottle, you may find that it didn't win in a blind, but you really enjoy it as a drink that you go to more often. So don't let the blind make you think you don't like your favorite tequila or a tequila that you thought you really liked. Just understand in a blind tasting, it may have a little bit different influence. And one thing's for sure for me, when I see a bottle, like an El Tesoro or a Tapatito or something that, is a go-to tequila for me, if you told me one of these is that, I'm gonna pick that most likely because I already like it. I already have a personal preference of that tequila. So not knowing what they are strips away the marketing, strips away the bottle, strips away the history. So you don't know what it is, and you're just purely doing it on the senses that you have. So I hope that's a good explanation of how I go through these. If you haven't used the Tequila Matchmaker app, you should. I actually use it just like I'm doing with this, but for every single tequila that I review. Check out the Tequila Matchmaker app. It's pretty awesome. So thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things. Click on the next video and watch it. I appreciate it. Have a great night.